All right, so there it is. I'm sure you'll see in the clip it was a bit of a fail. I need my little brother to help me out. We're gonna have to find a new spot for this. It's not the end of the world. It's sitting right there. I actually probably could work around it. Don't really want to, but I will for now. It's gonna stay there just because I don't have a proper spot to put it. But yep, it's definitely doable if you got two people. I don't recommend that for somebody that's not massive like me that could throw his body weight into it, so keep that in mind. But that's huge. Cab's off. Get a good look at this stuff. Yeah, 700 transfer case is going to come off. I'm going to clean it up, put some caps on the end of it just to preserve it a little better. Put that up for sale. Those are not common at all. And then it'll be just the trans and the motor here. That's going to come out together one swoop. Yeah, and that's it. So, and then exhaust, I gotta undo that. I'll probably do exhaust next to get rid of that. But that's it, guys. It's off. That's a big deal to me. I've been wanting to do that for a while. What's going on, guys? Got a bit of an update for you. The pile is getting bigger. We have the motor and trans are now out. Nothing left on the body, as in panels, cab, all that stuff's off. The motor came out after I got myself a, see if you can see it in the trees. My great skill of, it's the red thing. There you go. That's all you need to know. Went and bought one of those bad boys and pulled the motor and trans, gas tanks out. I got the condenser out of the core, just threw it back over there just to, so you know, just compile it to this area and this area only. I got the torsion bars out. I had the idea, and I was under the impression that the lower control arms had to come out of the truck in order to get rid of torsion bars. Rookie mistake. Very new at four-wheel drive. I know little to nothing about torsion bars. Just had that oversight. Not a big deal. So I started cutting the torsion bars out of there with the flat disc. With the impression like, oh, I'll just unbolt the lower control arms, pull those and the torsion bars out at once, you know, go right through the slot, up in the air, and be done with it, because not enough research. So once I figured out, hey, dum-dum, you just do such and such, you pull the plate, or not pull the plate, you get your little tool, push up the plate to pull out or push up the key to pull the plate out, drop the key down, and basically maneuver that freaking torsion bar out of the lower control arm. So that's what I did. It was a pain in the butt. I used a sledgehammer. It's somewhere around here because I just need to hit something. But that's the torsion bars right there. You know, just kept it together and pulled that sucker out and threw it out of the truck. I was fighting that for a long time. That took me way longer than it should to get that out, but it's all done. I removed the front sway bar. That took me 2 weekends of going back and forth. Not purely that, I worked on it till it made me mad, and then moved, and you know, came back to it the next day. She's sitting really low in the front now without those torsion bars to push her up. Let's go around. Did a little bit of work on because I've seen this on all the swaps, this little lip where it pushes out and keeps smacking the transmission. I hammered that. Probably hammer some more once we start putting it in. That is the only, I found this is basically the only rust I found on the truck so far. I might just go rat rod with it and just clean it up a little bit to try to keep it from spreading, and we'll find something to block those holes. Not a big deal. What else? I think that's it that I've done so far on the cab. Pretty much all the same in there. I am gonna try to use this guy again, and that is for the 700 R4. Technically the 4L60 is the same length, It's just electrical, or it's electrical, great word, electronic. And so not a big deal. I'm sure I'm gonna have to put some holes in the middle there and, you know, put bolt washer, tighten the bejesus out of it, and call it a day. Yeah, so what I was saying, super low now. This thing is on the ground compared to what I usually have. And excuse my hands. Literally, that's pretty low. So we'll have to excuse my hands again. We'll have to see how this thing works, or how it goes when I put a motor on it, and transmission and all that stuff, where it's gonna sit. It's probably gonna max some things out, but the suspension is all original, and I'm most likely gonna have to upgrade some of that stuff anyway. So not a big deal. Kind of planned on it. So we'll just see how that goes. On the rear end, I am keeping it stock at this point. I'm going to swap the fluids, weld the diff, and put her back on. I am doing lowering blocks on here. I'm going to get some lowering shocks, 2-inch, 3-inch, whatever. I have 3-inch lowering blocks that I'm going to put on here eventually. So that's basically very simple on the back end. I'm not going to spend a lot of time and money on this because it's going to go away. That's like the next thing that's going bye-bye once the truck is up and running and, you know, reliable, and take out all the quirks. The rear end is going to be the next thing. While we're talking about the transmission, I think with going with the 4L60, it's like a low-key saving grace. And that is built and, you know, very new and not really worth, you know, trading in, blah, blah, blah. The drive shafts should work. There's no reason why the front should work or shouldn't work, I think. Fingers crossed, I can't do it. Front should work. The rear, I'm going to have to change. I'm going to change, I believe, the yoke. I don't remember if that's what it's called. Because I am changing the transfer case is going to probably be an NP 261 with the 32 spline. I am changing the output of that guy, not just so much the output shaft, but I'm upgrading it to a 37 as well. So, and the thought process behind that is, when I do go to a 4L80, because this truck will have a 4L80, I'm not gonna run it on, you know, freaking 4L60 forever and ever. It's just what I have, and that's what I'm gonna use, or that's what I'm gonna run with. So these horse flies are killing me. Oh, transfer case. So I, you know, one and done transfer case, 32 spline. It's gonna be selectable 4-wheel drive. This truck will have selectable 2-wheel and 4-wheel. All-wheel drive when I race, 2-wheel drive when I'm around town just cruising, or doing burnouts, or doing drifting, you name it. I want to be able to do both. All-wheel drive is fun and great and all that, but if this is like my do-all, no limitation truck, then I need to make sure I'm not limiting myself. That's the purpose of the 32 spline. The 4L60 will eventually go. I'm probably not going to upgrade that. 90% sure I'm not going to. Just going to leave it at 5. Going to get the 4.8 at a good place and just beat on it. Start doing accessories and so on and so on. You'll have to look into all the goodies I'm going to be putting to this thing. Eventually going to cut that out. It's not super urgent, so I'm not gonna lose my mind over it. Got the condenser out of there, so the core is good to go. I'm gonna cut some unnecessary metal off of that. On the back end side, there's like little braces that aren't gonna do anything. One of those two are good. Fenders back there, I'm gonna reuse that. Don't care what it looks like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sleeper. If you saw the first video, you know this thing's not gonna be pretty, and it's on purpose. Torsion bars out, fuel tank, not using that. I'm gonna do most likely a 10-gallon here, and my thought process behind that is 10 gallon here. It's gonna be good for now. I don't plan on taking it on trips right now, or in like certain future, and then put a 20 there, and that'll really benefit me when I start doing the yearly race week. So when I hit, all those different tracks, I got 30 gallons. I don't have to worry so much about, oh, I got to stop here or I'm out of gas, blah blah. So that's helpful. The 10 gallons going to be there, and it's just, that's going to be the main source of fuel for a long time, until I'm ready to take the thing on race week. So that's just my little like alternative to one, not going with so much fuel. And the other thing too that I thought about too is, like, a lot of guys put the 20 gallon in the back just because they want some extra weight over those wheels. I agree with that in a sense, but as you can tell, we're real country out here. I will get some freaking concrete bags and throw them at the tailgate. I don't care. If I need the weight, then I'll put some weight on it. If I'm racing, that's a different story. That's not cool. But that's frowned upon, so I know better than that. But street-wise, there's no rules, so, just don't race me.